Hello, nerdologists, and happy Wednesday. So, before I move on to this week's topic, I want to finish talking about last week's topic because, Chelsea, you mentioned in your video on Friday that you were having difficulty remembering stuff for one of your classes. And so, I felt the need to bring in this article, which I will link down in the doobly-doo. The article makes the point that, yes, well, we may not be good at recalling facts and stuff, we are really good at finding them in Google has shaped our brains so we know that if we need information we can go look for it, and so Google's kind of like a second brain for us. So it's okay if you don't remember things because you know how to find the information you need. The second thing I wanted to address was the project Michelle assigned us. We're supposed to find something to augment our education, and so I've decided that I'm going to try to find a book. I still need to do this, about Catholicism and maybe the history of Catholicism in Catholic teaching. For those of you who don't know, I've been raised a Catholic my whole life, except now, a lot of people my age, I think I'm sort of questioning religion. Not necessarily in a bad way, just in a I want to make sure I believe in things because I believe them and not because I was told to believe them kind of way. Also, there are lots of things I really like about Catholicism, but also a lot of things I don't really like, so I would like to inform myself about that subject, understand it a little bit more. So on to today's topic. As far as fangirling goes, I wanted to focus more on the idea of fangirling than things I actually fangirl over. For me, fangirling is closely connected to my identity as a nerd because I consider myself a nerd, and the way I express that is through fangirling. Michelle, you used the word obsession when you were talking about it, and I think that is really the best word for fangirling. Personally, I really love it. I know other people think that obsessions are weird, but in our multitasking society, it's kind of nice to just focus in on one thing, on one fandom. Being a fangirl of a certain thing allows you to go more in depth into that universe, and I don't think we do a lot of in-depthness in our current society. I think that's also tied to the multitasking. We're just always doing so much, we don't have time to dig deeper. I'm also really interested in how our society tends to portray fangirls. The general public seems to think that it's just this kind of crazy, really out there thing. I also have that feeling sometimes when I'm looking at other fandoms where you see a video online, it's a bunch of teenage girls screaming, you're like, whoa, calm down. But then when you're actually there and you're in a fangirling atmosphere with other people in real life versus just the internet, it is the most exciting thing ever because you get to feel all of the feels. And I'm wondering if maybe that's one of the reasons why we fangirl, because you do get to feel all these emotions. It's almost like an escape from daily life, but you're still feeling emotions. Oh, I love emotions. I made a video on my main channel about how I'm obsessed with emotions. I will link that video here. But even though you are escaping, you're still dealing with other people's issues and all of the sadness and joy and confusion that it brings. Personally, I think being a fangirl is awesome because you're allowed to be excited about things, even though it's not generally accepted within your small little fandom. It is socially acceptable to just pound away at the keyboard in order to express your emotions. And I think it's wonderful that there is this place to be able to be allowed to feel your feelings. I could probably talk about fangirling and obsessions for much longer, but I think I got all the main points across, and so I'm going to stop the video here, and Chelsea, I will let you continue on Friday.